Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where we're working together step by step through the ABRSM Theory Grades. There are lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets to help you, and you can download these in US letter or A4 and they accompany each step of this series. There's a page there with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials. And you can also find out about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory Exam. It's full of tips and hints on how to best be prepared for your exam and also how to make the best use of your time come exam day. So if you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find it's all there. If you can give me a like, that would be really super, and please do subscribe to my channel and share out the videos. And now we're going to make a start on paper S at the back of the 2018 grade 4 practice paper. So if you turn with me to page 22, and we'll have a look through this first question together. I hope you've had a go of this on your own. First of all, work in pencil, and then it doesn't matter if you go wrong, you can just rub it out and have another go. It's much better to learn by your mistakes. And now we'll check through these together. So all of the questions will be referring back to this little extract here for this question. And the first thing we have to do is to answer some multiple choice questions on the musical directions and performance terms. So we need to give the correct definition for each of these two terms. So scherzando is playful and joking, and stringendo is gradually getting faster. So there's nothing for it but to just have a good revision session. Remember, this is all of grades 1, 2, 3 and 4 combined for all of your performance directions and musical terms. So I do suggest that you do a good bit of revision there. I suggest that you group things thematically. You could even colour code it just to help you. And then at the back of your PDF, I do give you some little information and tests to help you. So that being done, we'll press on. So now we're asked to name the ornament in bar 3. So bar 3, here we are, this one here. So be careful, this one's got a little line through it. There is another one that doesn't have the line through it. This one is the acciaccatura for the classical term. Without the line is the appoggiatura that you just divide equally. This one is the acciaccatura, which you crush in. You sort of squish that note in. And so we could either say acciaccatura, double C, that's the classical term. Alternatively, you could say crushed note. That does make sense because you kind of squish it in. Or an alternative term is a grace note. So any of those will do the job. Let's have a look at the next part. So we're asked to add a rest or rests. That's the important part at the place marked with a star to complete bar 4. So here we are, this is what we're looking to complete here. So we have 3 beats in a bar, or we should have 3 beats in a bar, and we need to fill this bar. Now remember, every new beat requires a new rest, so it's not just enough to fill in the time with one rest that covers them all. We've got to show each crotchet beat, each quarter note, by the way that we add the rest. So we've got 1 beat here, and then we've only got a quarter of a beat here, and we've got another beat at the end as well. So here's beat 1. If we put the rest at the end, there's beat 3, and now we've just got to complete beat 2. So we have a quarter of a beat here. So we need to add 3/4 of a beat, but it's not enough. You can't do a dotted quaver, a dotted 8th note rest, because that implies compound time. Just sticking a dot in, it isn't the answer. So we need to finish off, so 2/4 of a beat make a half a beat, and then we can add another half as well. So there we go. Let's look at the next question. So now we're asked to give the letter name of the highest note in the melody. So let's see what we're looking at. We're in the bass clef here. So of course we've got to scan through and find the highest note, but make sure that you stay in bass clef And also we need to bear in mind the key signature should that apply as well. So F sharps need to be remembered. So let's just scan through. So we're on ledger lines here. That's higher, but this is higher still. So this is the highest. And so let's work this out. So because we've got so many ledger lines, we can either count from familiar territory or we can count an octave below. I'll do both ways and then we'll see which one you prefer. So this is middle C at the top of the bass clef. If you remember, just using a quick visual clue, the piano keyboard, if you imagine that the treble clef and the bass clef meet in the middle, middle C is at the bottom of the treble, at the top of the bass there. So here we have middle C, and we're counting line, space, line, space, line, C, D, E, F, G. So that's one way of looking at it. Alternatively, we'll count down an octave, counting this as the first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 takes you to the space, and that's a G. In the bass clef, all has it grass, G, and then we know that we're an octave higher. So there we go. We can come at that either way. So G. Now then we're asked to rewrite bars 7 to 8 an octave higher, and we're moving into the treble clef now. So we're looking at these high bars here, and that's why you would change clef sometimes, because if we keep going higher and higher in the bass, we're going to need more and more ledger lines, and so sometimes it's appropriate to switch clef. Of course, maybe this is just for exam purposes, there's no need to here. So then, if we keep middle C as our anchor point, because we don't want to end up in the wrong octave, we can tell that we're on the D above middle C at the moment. However, we need it to be an octave higher, so we're going to have to change that pitch. So let's just look at that. Here's the D above middle C. Remember, middle C is at the bottom of the treble, and then we need to be an octave higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 takes us to this D here. So that's going to be our starting point. So that's where we are now, an octave higher in the treble clef. Actually, we would need to be at the treble clef jumping an octave higher here. This would be impossible to read in bass clef. There'd be far too many ledger lines. So then there's the D, and so now we need to go up to the G. We've worked that note out, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4 notes higher. So 1, 2, 3, 4 takes us to this G. And then we need to come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a fifth to the C sharp. 1, 3, 5, there's the C sharp. Next door should take us back to where we started. There we go, it does. And now we are dropping down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're dropping down an octave. So let's drop down an octave. Just double check that. D to D, yeah. And then up in steps. Next door. Next door takes us to the F, and then next door again takes us to the G. There we go, that's right. So let's just put the stems to that. So these stems will all come down, being above the middle line. You can beam those. And then these stems will all come up, being below the middle line. And then, oh, better put a dot there as well. There we go. Now then, last question is, crotchet equals or quarter note equals 116. This means that there are 116 crotchet or quarter note beats per minute. That is true. That's your metronome marking. And so it gives you an idea of the tempo, because if you imagine crotchet equals 60, that's 1 click a second, so we nearly double that, so that's nearly 2 clicks a second, and so that's getting quite quick now, and that makes sense with the scherzando, playful, joking, jolly speed there, and so that is a true statement, and that's that one done. So that's the end of that question. We'll look at the next question in the next video. I do hope this is helpful to you. I hope it's helping you with your studies. These revision papers are these practice papers are an excellent revision resource. I do suggest that you work through lots of these to help you be prepared for your exam. I've worked through lots of these online to help you, so do have a look at that. If you can give me a like, that would be super. Please do subscribe and share those videos, and please do visit sharonbill.com and make use of all of the resource and information that's available there to help you. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.